Wake Up MLS Match Day 36 preview and predictions. We're going to jump right into it. We're nearing the playoffs, right? We're nearing decision day more than anything else. And right now, one conference looks way more contentious than the other. Kind of ironic, actually, when you think about how competitive the Eastern Conference really is. There's still so much to be locked up. We'll talk about it. We'll jump right into it. But before we do, I am joined by a great cast as always. We have Hector from Insert Name FC. We got Hitman Honda, our resident Galaxy fan. We have AJ back on the show today from Atlanta United Fan TV. And we got our boy Davi from the Blue Burrows Pod. Again, here all to debate, discuss, preview how we see Match Day 36 going. Today, as far as the video goes, we're going to be previewing 3 matchups that we think are juicy as hell. And then we're going to quick fire the remaining matches for Match Day 36. All right. Now, typically we would just jump right in. But I noticed on the timeline today, and I did want to get some opinions because to me, at this point of the season, with how certain teams are performing or even underperforming, I think it's just kind of interesting how certain fan bases are reacting. And I feel like this is an episode where, and at least a discussion, where I would want to have Eden on here. I think, considering this is regarding Austin FC. But I saw this. I wanted to bring it up. I think it's something that I want to have a quick little discussion on. This to me was really, really interesting. And for those, who want me to read it off, I'm happy to do that. All the newly acquired Austin FC fans, newly acquired was interesting to me, by the way, need to sit this one out in regards to #WolfOut. You haven't bled or sweat enough to have an opinion. Let the grown-ups do the talking. This is kind of a crazy, crazy statement to make for those who are catching up to, the novela that is Austin FC. It's been a very up and down year. They've had some big wins. They've had some interesting lows. But with all of that said, right, we kind of near this point of the season where they are significantly closer to being outside of playoffs again for another season than they are to being in. And that begs the question, right? What happens to Josh Wolf? What happens to, what changes did this front office make, on the back of just a very tumultuous season? So many fans are Wolf out at this point. It just begs the question of why this FO is waiting so long to act. But at the same time, these fans are almost tearing each other down, right? Look at this, bro. Like, to me, this is gatekeeping 101. I don't really understand why certain fan bases think you have to qualify to have an opinion. I've never really believed that. Whether you're a casual or a diehard, opinions are all valid. It's what makes the game grow. What the hell's going on here? Anybody have just a quick random take on this?
Austin in a nutshell. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, probably.
Austin's just keeping it weird, man. I think there's a lot of things going on. I think, first of all, they started off hot, right? Austin FC, first season, 1 game away, right? 1 game away to experience an MLS Cup. And obviously they missed out on it. And they haven't been able to replicate that. And, I mean, you can probably say kind of similar to what's going on with St. Louis right now. But the thing is that for these expansion teams, they hope to have the early success of an Atlanta United, but also have, like, the longevity of, like, a Seattle Sounders, even though Seattle Sounders obviously has a lot of history. But when they came into the MLS, they came in hot. And the reality is just it just is what it is. But I think the gatekeeping is unreal. This team is only 4 years old. There is no history of Austin FC. I mean, what are they, Austin Bold fans?
I just don't get it. Like, what do they mean you haven't bled or sweat enough? What would be enough in the eyes of an Austin FC fan? If you're an Austin FC supporter,
day one, bro. Day one.
But day one is 4 years ago, bro. If you had a kid when Austin FC was born, the kid's not even old enough to really do anything meaningful. Like, why are we gatekeeping this shit? I just don't understand. That's it. I just don't get it. Right? I mean, expansion side. So, like, Davi, technically, with your side, right? You guys were an expansion team once upon a time. AJ's team was an expansion team once upon a time. Like, I don't know. Have you seen anything like this across any of your fan bases, even after, in both of your cases, right? MLS Cup being won, maybe you fall off a little bit. Like, do you feel like certain fans need to kind of meet a certain bar to have takes and opinions about whether a manager should be in or out?
I think there's a greater than thou type of attitude with some fans in every fan base, and so it's like it's annoying. I wouldn't particularly kind of co-sign that, but it exists. It's one of these things where you have these casual fans, yes. Like you also need them. You need them in order to be a big fan base, to be a successful team. You have to bring in casuals. And so to gatekeep to this degree, I get it from an end of like, okay, yeah, you weren't here from, minute one. So, I'm a better fan than you. It doesn't really I think compute though. That doesn't work. That's not going to grow the fan base. But
it just sounds ridiculous. Like when you just said it that way, it sounds ridiculous. Like, I don't know.
That's so cringy too, because like most of the people that are bitching about it are like grown ass men on Twitter, and it's just like, I mean, come on, man. Like, really, man? Like, you gotta bitch and complain about this. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Cushing, he's a divisive topic depending on what fans you talk to in the NYC community. I just happen to be on the Cushing out side, and I've been on the Cushing out since 2022. I just saw the writing on the wall.
Sure.
But that doesn't give me the right to like tear someone down because like they're new to like the fan base or they have a different opinion. That doesn't give me the right to do that. I mean, if anything, I'm just gonna look like a fucking dickhead just doing that. So, and plus, like in New York, like we had so many casuals come up to the Messi game, to the Inter Miami game, 44,000, and like the vibes was so good. Like it won over the casuals. Like, yo, when's the next game? And then of course we have to tell them the disappointment that we have to go to fucking Jersey to play. But
that's what AJ said, right? They add so much to the game. Differing opinions allow all of us to grow in terms of like, what we enjoy about this game, how we break it down tactically, if that's the type of a fan that we are. Like, there's just value always being added with more fans piling in. It's always been that way. I don't see a scenario where, and I almost actually wondered to myself, what if I'm willing to bet he put this out there because maybe some of the casuals are saying Wolf in for whatever reason, right? Maybe they disagree with him. It's like, you know what, guys, you haven't been fans long enough. I wonder what this fan would have said had they also been Wolf out. Is their opinion valid then?
I feel like there was people that were saying Wolf out. He was just saying like, I think he's just gatekeeping, just being a complaining fan.
It just doesn't make sense.
It makes absolutely no sense. And I mean, like I say this a lot when it comes to sports. Like, do I love sports? Yes. Do I enjoy it? Yes. Is it going to be so impactful in my life that it's going to affect my entire mood? It's not. At the end of the day, we all got bills to pay. We got families to take care of. And, a bunch of millionaires aren't going to impact that part. Like, at the end of the day, I'm still broke. And so, like,
I feel that. I echo that sentiment.
Now, these conditions especially.
Is it a great distraction? Yes, and I love watching it. But at the end of the day, I still got to handle my own. And I think if this bothers you so much that you're passionate about it, you need to get away from that. That's just like,
touch grass, man. It's at that point, dude, that guy.
Go to therapy. Go to therapy.
I didn't want to say touch grass because then that makes me feel very much 32 years old. But all right.
But I just don't think you need to fucking submit a job application to be a fan. That's all that I'm saying. Like, you don't have to do that. There's no qualifying bar. If you want to come in and support a team, support them, have opinions, do all of it. Fuck what these kind of fans say. It doesn't matter. In fact, those fans are the most toxic on the internet.
It's also like, who are you to tell someone when they can be a fan? I can be a fan whenever the fuck I want. Like, who are you to tell?
Burn, a big supporter of Austin FC. That's like, all his Twitter bio really says.
If I wanted to become an Austin FC fan, who the hell is he to tell me if I want to be I can be an Austin FC fan whenever the fuck I want.
Yeah, I agree.
Not that I want to become one, but I'm just saying.
Trust me, you don't want to be one. But like, yeah,
fuck no. I mean,
I agree with that sentiment. Yeah, 100%. So yeah, look. We don't want this to get too toxic, but anyway, last point, Hector.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is just, fuck, I don't even know what I was gonna say at this point now. A lot was going on, but oh no, now I know what I remember. You kind of do need bandwagon fans, though.
Yeah,
like when your team's doing well is when you have that kid wearing a Messi jersey. Like, I mean, it's not gonna happen for the Dynamo. But I mean, like, but you need your bandwagon fans. Like, at the end of the day, you want to see your stadium packed. Like, who cares what level of fandom they have? Whether it's just some looky-loo just trying to see what all the fuss is all about. At the end of the day, there's your diehard fans, but what really brings the money to the team is going to be that bandwagon, that guy that's going to the Dynamo game only to see Ache Ache. Like, I mean, that's literally, we need bandwagons, and it's just the hope that bandwagon will convert to a real fan.
Yeah.
And I want to add, it's like those bandwagon fans allow your team to make more money, and ergo, you bring better players to your team so that you have a better squad, so that you can win more shit. And it's basically, it all feeds into each other. And I think for me, like personally, I love seeing people discover something like for the first time, vicariously living through, their experience of just like joy, and to like just absolutely be this like hipster asshole is just weird energy that I can't get behind.
To me, it's somewhat on brand for Austin, but I mean, like, just in general, right? Like
I
don't know.
I want to call him the L word, but I'm not going to. So
no, okay. Look, I would say at the end of the day, it's just, and I don't want to brand a whole fan base off the opinion of one person, but I feel like that's toxic as shit. I think also, to me, it's pretty damn soft. I think if you can't handle opinions of casuals, who are you to call yourself a diehard? Like, at the end of the day, like you need to be
rather
able
have
to
no Austin FC fans is basically what that.
Yeah, like, okay, cool. So you want nothing but diehards. You want the stadium half empty, and you kind of just want the Wolf out crowd to be the loudest thing down there until he actually gets fired, and then maybe you'll start welcoming everybody back in again. It doesn't make sense. So yeah, bro, listen, go touch grass. Hopefully you don't poison too many fans down there. But at the end of the day, I understand the frustration. I understand what you're trying to convey, but I just don't think gatekeeping is the way. I just don't. I think that you need to.
I don't know why, but this kind of reminds me of that one clip of Troops like on AFTV where it's like like last night I chatted to my mom. My mom's cushing or my mom's Wenger in. Is she mad?
Yeah.
That clip.
Troops is a hell of a character, bro.
Yo, Moms was right. Moms was right.
Well, we all see how bad those AFTV streams kind of got, right? At least like sentiment wise. And like, I don't know if Austin's trying to breed that. I think it does a lot for like visibility, but there's so much toxicity that gets bred. It's a careful line you have to walk. That's all I'm going to say. It's a very careful line you have to walk. But look, I think that's enough. I just want to kind of get that out there. To me, it was a very interesting conversation, very interesting club to pay attention to within MLS. Just with the next few weeks coming, with Austin virtually being out of playoffs now, what happens down there to Wolf? How will the fan base react? Stay tuned. All right, let's jump into our 3 previews for match day 36. First on the docket, we have Columbus taking on Miami. This could very well be the Eastern Conference final. Just already giving us a preview of that. Look, man, both coming off draws. I think Miami is maybe their second or third draw in a row, but they're also an arm length away of touching that supporter shield, right? They're basically there. How do we see this game going? Do we feel like this is a matchup where we can make a decision on how these two teams could, perform in postseason, in playoffs? Or, I don't know, is it still too early to be having those conversations?
I don't know if it's too early, but I think it's definitely where these two teams are going to play mind games. They're not going to play the full best squad. Like, it almost is irrelevant, unfortunately, what happens. Like, it basically, it's going to be a great game. But as far as, what the implications are when they might face each other in the playoffs, it's like, what is it? I mean, this is a very deep cut, and this might not pertain to anybody, but like Greg Maddux, a pitcher, like he let a guy hit a home run off of him. And then that's that information that he was able to use later on in the playoffs to strike that guy out. I think that's going to be happening here, is that they are not going to actually play how they're normally going to play.
I mean, it's fair. I like that take, by the way, that this could legitimately just be fucking mental warfare, not show your hand too much, especially if you're Wilfred Nancy. Nothing against Nathan Martino. I'm not saying he's not a strategist or not a tactician, but I feel like the whole world knows his hand. We all know he's got, the wild card of Barca 2.0, whatever you want to call him. He's got Messi. There's no hiding that. I guess maybe if you didn't want to play your hand too quickly, you could not start Messi in this game. You could maybe put in Campana over Suarez. You could just see if the rest of Inter Miami is able to keep up with this version of Columbus Crew. At the end of the day, that's the kind of mind games I see him playing. With Nancy, it could literally be anything. I feel like everything's up for grabs when we talk about this manager. Like, he could just piece something together that confuses all of us, but ends up being a mental stroke of brilliance. I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Did anybody watch that last Columbus draw with DC? Out of curiosity, I watched part of it. It was a decent game, but it just felt like they were in second gear for a good chunk of it. I don't know if I don't think they're phoning it in between now and playoffs.
I kind of felt the same when I was watching the Campeones Cup match between America, because it was very. I mean, you could probably argue that both teams weren't really fully in it, from what it looked like in that match. I do think that Wilfried Nancy is kind of starting to do his preparation for the playoffs. I mean, what does the Campeones Cup bring to them, just besides bragging rights? I mean, they went to penalties, so I mean, they still went pretty far in it. But it wasn't the Columbus Crew that we overhype almost every single week when it comes to Wilfried Nancy. So I do think that the foot is definitely kind of hovering on the gas pedal right now. Like, they don't want to show too much just yet, and like I said, playoffs is a whole different environment. Not what works in the regular season isn't going to work in the postseason. So I think we could probably see Wilfried Nancy probably keep his cards close to his chest and not show too much of what he has in store for the playoffs this year.
Fair enough. I mean, I was hoping this would be like literally just a straight. I'm kind of hoping when we get the lineups, an hour and a half before game time, that we see just straight strongest lineup, right? Like that, two giants just going at it, two heavyweights just ready to come in and knock the other one out. I'm hoping that's the case, as this to me is a very juicy matchup to conclude, or to start October and kind of work us towards decision day. So I don't know. It's a kind of anybody's guess, but I almost
Miami could still break the record. They just need to we need to win out if they want to break the points record.
I heard they couldn't. They could only tie it, right?
No, it's the record's 73. They're at 65. They have 3 games left. So if they win out, they break it by 1 point.
I don't think Tata cares.
I mean, he just wants MLS Cup. I
hope they don't break it, because I want that record of NYCFC beating the all-time points leader, because it just validates our cup over the Red Bulls coasters. So
you're picking the Crew then?
I'm gonna say draw. I don't think either of these teams are going to show too much, but Miami look beatable. And if I'm being honest, if these two teams meet each other in the Eastern Conference Final, I think Columbus has the upper hand. I think Columbus could, just because of Wilfried Nancy, and Miami, they look beatable. I mean, if you just watch the NYCFC game when they came up to Yankee Stadium, like, granted it is a smaller field, but still we play them off the pitch. Like, if you were to ask anyone who watched that game, NYCFC deserved the full 3 points.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. I did watch the game.
And they took out Messi completely out of the equation. Messi was like nowhere to be seen.
I will say this: you were pretty down about the team before that game. In fact, you were calling like a 5-1 or some shit for Miami. And I imagine you were pleasantly surprised to see your boys pull the
where the fuck was that performance for the post Leagues Cup? Where the fuck was that?
Better late than never, bro. Better late than never. Just count your blessings, all right? Count.
Oh well, I mean,
I'm still waiting on our fucking performances to come through.
Nick Cushing frauded his way to 2025.
On behalf of the country of El Salvador, I'm grateful that I gave you guys the blueprint on how to take out Messi.
The blueprint. The template was there, man. The template was there. Just had to watch El Salvador play, I guess, which maybe not too many of us do. So
it's as CONCACAF as can be.
True. Very, very true. All right, gentlemen, prediction time. I kind of agree with. I think AJ nailed the take spot on. I think cards are close to the chest on this one. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I think it's going to be the way it goes. I kind of see Davi's point with the draw, but I'm going to say it's a close nail-biter win for Columbus. I think it's at home. I think Wilfred Nancy, like backing him to draw twice after coming off the DC game, I think it's just difficult for me. Yeah, I think Columbus narrowly win this game, but it won't matter at the grand scheme of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think it's Columbus is going to win at probably like 2-1 or something, but I think Tata's going to pay for the information essentially with squad players playing with. Yeah, I think Campana is probably going to start. Like he's going to have to rest some legs. Messi is Messi. Like I think he's going to play. That's like for the people that are paying the tickets. Like Tata's going to get his head ripped off if Messi doesn't play. Suarez a little bit different. It's not as important. So yeah,
Jordy
I think
do a little bit different. Yeah. Loosely, you save some legs. Yeah,
exactly. So yeah, he's going to see like against this very intensely strong side what he has in his squad, and he's going to lose.
Honda.
Columbus wins this because Miami doesn't really care, and Columbus want to secure that second spot. I mean, they got a game in hand against the rest, but yeah, just to secure that second place.
Yeah, I mean the gap's so big at this point. It's 8-point gap. I mean they might close it a little bit, but Miami will get points here and there on their way to the Supporters Shield. So yeah, I agree with you. And then Hector.
Yeah, give me the Crew. I think that this is one of those where I trust the depth more of Columbus than I do the depth of Miami. But I think kind of how AJ said it, man, this is gonna be one of those where just this range to see where everybody's at for both teams. But I trust when it comes to a rotational squad more with Wilfred Nancy.
Yeah, I agree. All right, there it is. Well, I think most of us are back in the Crew, but who knows? We'll see how the managers line up for the actual match tomorrow at the time of recording anyway tomorrow. All right, moving on to match number 2, NYCFC hosting Cincinnati. Some playoff practice, if you will, Davi. Your lads are going to get a good opportunity. And I say a good opportunity because unlike the match that we just discussed with Columbus and Miami, I think Cincinnati, while they're doing still very well collectively across the season, right? They're coming off the loss to LAFC on the back of just a really up and down run of form. I feel like while Lucho and Orellano are still like kind of carrying this team to an extent, there's still a lot left to be desired with them. And then you mentioned before, right, with your lads, NYCFC, getting that big rivalry dub against the Red Bulls, but prior to that, was kind of one of the craziest. I wouldn't say all negative. There were a lot of draws in there, but just crazy winless streak. Since what was it, July 3rd, where you guys hadn't won a game, and now you've broken that duck at a perfect time. Davi, how you feel about this one, bro?
I mean, both Red Bulls and New York City, they were winless since like July. So I mean, something had to give, or the slump could have kept going, and we just came out firing out the gates, and we pressed them into 2 mistakes, and from there the rest was history, and we gave them the biggest loss in Red Bull Arena era. That's their biggest loss at Red Bull Arena as the home team, which is kind of funny now that I bring that up, because they got the 7-0 over us, and that's our biggest loss at home, and now we have the biggest loss. Their biggest loss at home comes to us. So
yeah.
Just the fact that we went to Red Bull and we scored 5 goals as the away team, that's just like, oh, it's succulent. It's beautiful. I love it. I hate the Red Bulls so much. So just to see that, to see our win streak.
Were you at the game?
No, I was at home. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it. But I mean, just to see that, it's like fantastic.
Homie just sitting at home sporting wood, man.
I'm just
there loving every part of that game,
smoking,
bro. I love it.
Smoking that Red Bull pack, man. Smoking that Red Bull pack.
There's like this whole like stigma of like announcers in soccer or football, getting really sexual with, all the descriptions of football. Yeah. This is Davi right now. He's like, not only wood, it's like, bruh.
Stroking it. Yeah. Reaching a hardcore tent. I mean, it is what it is, man.
I mean, Nick Cushing, for all this shit I give him, he actually has a 50% win rate against the Red Bulls in like 8 games, which is crazy. Because like he just so happens to be like the worst manager in NYCFC like recent history, but he so happens to be the best one against the Red Bull, which is like Make that one out if
Did
you
you
will.
change the profile pic temporarily?
Fuck no, it's still Cushing out.
I was just curious, bro. Biggest win? No, against your rival? I don't know.
If they had scored 10, I would have changed it 100%.
Take the hashtag off. No more Cushing out.
Yeah, take the hashtag off. Like, take the
Hashtag Cushing. All right, guys.
Cushing, all right. Cushing
Well,
temporarily in. Yeah.
That was his, I think that was his 100th game in charge of us, and I mean what a statement to like for your 100th game to go to your biggest rival and win 5-1 in their stadium.
Wow, has it really been 100 games already?
Yeah, since
That's 100th
June.
game. Hey, you know what? Hashtag Cushing knows, bro. All right.
Hashtag Cushing.
No.
I like that. I don't know how NYC fans will feel about that, but I like that.
No,
Hey, bro, let me
no.
ask you: if NYC wins their opening playoff series, right? This is a good test for that with Cincinnati. But if they win their opening playoff series, is Cushing job safe?
I think it's already safe with the 5-1.
Oh,
I think he saved it. He saved it with the 5-1 because like we clinched playoffs and we had some results go our way. So later that night we clinched the playoffs. His job is safe. Like he literally saved himself. He's like Ole from like a few years ago at United, where he has a bad such a games. You think he's gonna get fired, and then like he goes on a mini game win streak, and he just saves his job for like another
he's like Ten Hag now.
period.
You know what I mean?
Basically,
yeah.
I mean,
literally on the brink of getting fired. Then he fucking
both
wins
bald
a random
too.
game. Yeah,
they're both bald too. So
yeah. I feel that.
I mean,
All
honestly,
right,
I think they can carry the momentum for this game. I mean, we had Cincinnati for like a good while in the Leagues Cup, and then that came to shit. So
I mean, look, you
they're
guys
beatable.
haven't beaten Cincy in your last like 7 or 8 tries against them, right? Like it's literally been that long. 5 wins, 2 draws. What's gonna have to happen? Are you guys have to replicate the performance against the Red Bulls, or is it not that serious? Like just based on where Cincy is right now.
I think they might rotate, to be honest, because they're locked in top 3. I don't think because there's like a 10-point gap between them and Orlando, who's in 4th. They're pretty much locked in, and they're traveling too from Ohio to New Jersey, so I think they might rotate a little bit. We don't have to travel. We're legit staying here.
They are the number 1 away team, the number 1 team on the road in MLS this season. So there's something there, but I agree with you. They'll probably end up rotating.
Yeah, I mean, they're also going through ups and downs. They're an inconsistent bunch. So I mean, if we catch them like on a bad night, then I think NYC can come out as with the W here.
2 wins out of 2. 2 wins out of 2. NYCFC Remontada might be in full effect. Huh?
I'm gonna say
Cushing
draw.
in. I smell it. Cushing
I'm
in.
gonna say draw, but it's not gonna be one of those disappointing draws where it's like where we're up 2-0 and they come back. I think it's gonna be a hard fight. It's gonna be a tough match. So I think 2-2 is a fair result, and I think it's realistic.
All right, fair enough. Anybody disagree? Draw.
I'm going with the NYCFC win.
Well, 2 wins in a row, Dob. You guys might be cooking up in New York, bro. Might be cooking.
It's not going to matter much. We're not going to win the cup.
AJ,
I don't know if there was this many goals in this one because New York Red Bulls. I mean, they had to come out. They had to play, and it's also for them. They're a team that's not as defensive as they used to be, so it was right for the taking. And I think Cincy, there's no way that it's. I think there are more than 3 goals in the entire match, but I think, Davi, sorry, man, but I think it's a 1-0 Cincy win.
Help me apologize.
But, yeah, and which might be good for you, I guess. Cushing,
might be good for the Cushing out movement.
He saved his job, bro. He gave him a 5-1 loss at their own home. Like he's safe. He's safe, bro.
Yeah. So
fair enough.
I think Cincy. Yep.
All right, Hector.
Draw.
Another draw. I'm actually gonna. This one's so difficult, bro. I want it back NYC.
But
if the 2 Argentines start this game, if the 2 Argentines start this game, I actually back the individual brilliance to be the reason that Cincinnati wins, and I think it'll be close. I'm gonna go 2-1 Cincy. I think it's so difficult to win at that stadium, but at the same time, they've been impressive on the road so far. And look, lost to LAFC. Pat Noon's hella competitive, just in general as a manager. He's kind of always been that way since they came into MLS. and I feel like they're going to be up for this one, just in general. Even if they
I don't know if we said it, but this game's at Red Bull Arena.
Oh, okay, my bad. So either way, still a fantastic team on the road. So yeah, I'll be, and look, if you guys come out swinging and you win, it's not going to surprise me all that much, but I still think it'll be a close game, and I still think Cincinnati will have something to say. So we'll see how it all pans out, man. All right, finally, let's move on to, I guess you could saw this might be Hector's second team. I don't know. Not Orlando, Nashville hosting DC.
my third team.
Third team. My bad. His third team. Bro, Nashville, they were on the climb. The remontada was in full effect, and they took a major hit, losing 1-0 to the Revolution. Bro, like that's kind of crazy. There's still mathematically a way for this to happen, right? For them to make the climb from dead last at 15th all the way into a wild card spot, but it has to be on the back of an absolute must win against DC. And DC, bro, I don't know how to feel about this team. They draw to Columbus. They have the player who's probably going to win the Golden Boot, and Christian Benteke, and they sit in 12th. Like, I don't know, man. This team, like, if I was a DC fan, I just don't know how to feel about this squad. Like, you have an amazing elite player as a tried and true goal scorer. He's got 21 goals in the season and just hasn't done jack shit. In fact, they might even be in a worse position this season than they were last season when they ended. Which is really, really crazy to think about. So I don't know, man. Just based off Nashville's, last game against the Revolution, this could really go either way. Had they won that game on the road, I actually would be backing Nashville through and through. But I don't know, guys. I mean, this is a really interesting one to call. How are we feeling about it?
I just want to say that's kind of crazy. Like, they played their last game, and no matter what happened in that last game, they were eliminated either way. That last year at DC. So
I know. Yeah. I remember that. For sure. I remember that.
At least they have a chance now. But yeah, no, Nashville, they have to win or they are completely out of chances to make the playoffs. So I think backs against the wall. They're probably at home. I feel like there's a little bit more of a push than DC, who, I mean, I think DC is just a heavily flawed roster, and they play entirely way too much through Benteke, who, it's like, you can be the Golden Boot winner, but if you only have one way to score, well, you're fucked. So, that's kind of how it's going. And I think Nashville probably do take this. I think 1-0.
Bro, you know what's crazy? Okay, so we all know Benteke is the leading goal scorer. With no one everyone look straight at the camera. Who would you, for the second place goal scorer, what would you assume their total is?
18.
14, 18. Everybody else?
13.
13. Honda?
16.
Bro, you guys are all terribly wrong. It's fucking 4. 4 goals is the second highest goal scorer on DC United.
Oh,
you didn't.
I thought you said in the league.
I thought you said Golden Boot
In the league, on DC.
Understand that, bro?
Well, you worded it wrong.
Bro.
I said on DC United,
On
with
DC,
Benteke being the top goal scorer. Who do you think?
Well, I didn't hear that part.
I didn't hear that part.
I was also got surprised that everybody said those, but either way, I don't think anybody would have guessed as low as 4. If I'm being truly honest, maybe like 7, 8, something along those lines.
But it makes sense.
But that's fucking crazy, bro. Like I can't even believe those numbers.
Yeah, but how many hat tricks do we see Benteke score early on in the season?
But still, bro, you got guys like Jared Stroud chipping in. You got Cleese chipping in. Like I just feel like with chances, creation of opportunity.
It's like that one meme where like Benteke is the guy pulling the cart with like the people on top of it. That's that one meme. That's DC.
Yeah, Stroud is literally just saying "F it." Benteke is out there somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, he's the assist leader, so I get it. But even him, right? He's got 7 assists on Benteke's 21 goals. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just thought there was going to be more overall contribution. And when you think about goals and assists combined, the gap's not quite as big. Benteke's got 4 assists on the year, but Stroud combined has 10, so it's 10 to 25. I don't know, man. It's just DC. It's like they put all their eggs in one basket, and it's backfired horribly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. So anyway, putting that aside, AJ's made his pick. How the rest of us feel?
You know what? I'm gonna be bold here. I think DC make it in. So give me DC.
You think DC are going to make it over Nashville to the playoffs?
Yeah, I think Benteke's goals are gonna. They're gonna find a way. I think they'll find a way because they have Benteke, they have the goal scorer. I think they get this one. I think they'll probably snip it 1-0, and they'll probably get some results go their way in the next couple of games. I think DC has a favorable schedule. Yeah, I've seen there's. I'm gonna take a look at their fixtures, but yeah, New England and Charlotte. New England away, Charlotte at home. They have a favorable schedule compared to other teams in the East, so I think that's why. And plus, they have the Golden Boot leader, so I think they'll make it in.
If they don't, it would be a damn shame. So I agree with that take, at least to an extent. Hector?
Yeah, man, this is a must-win for the beloved Cashville. Yeah,
I forgot about that. I forgot about Cashville.
Yeah, it's not looking good because obviously after this you got NYCFC and then you got Chicago. So yeah, it's must win from here on out. I think defensively, at least from the past games you have seen, are very commendable to Nashville. I think it's more Nashville-esque now we're seeing again with this defense. So I feel like they can definitely keep it quiet. It might be like a very 1-0 Nashville victory. And I said that with hopes of continuing my narrative that Cashville can very much get into the playoffs.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, if they did, it would be nothing short of impressive at this point. Just they really had to win that Revs game. That Revs game was such a must-win, and it's unfortunate they dropped it. Honda?
Early in the season, Nashville lost to the Revs as well at home. They lost to Austin at home. You're seeing my trend here, right? They're losing to shit teams at home, and DC's another shit team. They're probably going to lose to them at home as well, too. I'm going to go DC.
Not only that, DC's better away than they are at home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think for the only reason that I don't see who they're going to line up against Benteke that's going to stop him, right? And if they find a way to just keep spamming crosses in, you give that man enough service, he'll eventually find the back of the net. We've seen that. That's why
he's going to moss somebody and just head it into the top corner.
Hey, Zimmerman 1-on-1. There you go.
It could be another 1-0. It could legitimately be another 1-0 where Benteke just gets a crazy header or a shithousery goal, finds a way to tap it in, maybe defensive miscue, whatever it may be. We've seen all kinds of goals from Benteke this season. Yeah, man, I think it's going to be very, very tough. By the way, the 21 of those 21, only 3 are penalty goals. So it's a hell of a run he's on scoring wise. And for context, Bawanga has 18 as the second best. So some of you guys are really close with that. But 7 of his are penalty kicks. So it just puts in perspective, right?
Yeah, I'm just shocked that a player of his caliber is in MLS.
I'm shocked he's not in MLS, but just with DC. Man, could have really gone to fucking anywhere in terms of big markets and really had
that was the Rooney effect, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guarantee he's still texting Rooney talking shit, bro. I know
NYCFC will take him out, bro.
Rooney,
fuck
Rooney
yeah, I'll take him. Oh, absolutely. Him and Alonso Martinez. Oh, it's over. It's over, bro.
Bro, Rooney.
I think
Rooney
even
can't
Christian
recover right now from that pick where he looks like Santa Claus. There's no
bad.
recovering.
I don't know if that pick they got of him in the stands is that real.
I don't know if
the United
game
is that real?
Age AI to make him look older, but
he looked terrible if that was real. If that was real, it looked. I mean, no shots at Rooney. The guy's a legend, but it's just brother, I don't know. Just
I mean, he's looked over 30 since he was 22, so it's.
I mean, fair, but there's looking over your age, and then there's just looking down bad. And this man looks like he's not only recovering from alcoholism, but maybe a gambling problem, maybe some other stuff. I don't know. There's all kinds of shit going on.
You're probably on the mark, to be honest with you, with those.
I don't know. Maybe I hope I'm not, but he looked rough. If that picture ends up being real, if it wasn't fabricated in some way.
Bro, looking like he's telling you about the Wonder Years.
Yes. If you told a casual fan that was one of the greatest strikers of his generation, they would look at you like you're high as shit. I'm just saying, he looks.
Bro's reached Unk status.
Unk isn't even a strong enough word, bro.
That's
honestly,
what's that? Grandfather status.
Honestly, someone needs to make a meme where Wayne Rooney's like, I was a leading goal scorer. You're sure, Grandpa.
Sure, Grandpa. Yeah. Whatever you say.
It's only 3 years ago that he stopped playing, right? That's in fucking sane.
Some
That
some
is
players, some former
that
players
cliff.
really fall off. They really fall
Yeah.
off. Like that's pretty bad, bro.
Yeah.
And again, I don't like just. I'm not randomly talking shit. He's a United player. I'm not really a United fan, but like I just feel like, dude, it's just it feels like something else is going on, and he's just falling off horribly. But either way,
to be honest, he's been putting on the pounds ever since he went back to.
but it's not even just big. Footballers get big, sure, whatever,
Yeah.
right? Prime R9 is not prime anymore. You know what I mean? But he doesn't look like he's been dragged through hell and back. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like Wayne Rooney,
That was like
something going
life.
on there. Something going
I
on.
mean,
I don't know.
there's guys like Nasri who just look like, hey, I don't have to exercise anymore.
Yeah, or Wesley Snyder.
Wesley Sneijder, I
the
was
same
about to-
shit,
yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
it's like, hey, you know what? He's eating good now. It is what it is. I don't blame him. Like, you know, do what you got to do.
They
But
finally get to eat. Yeah.
finally get to drink all the beers you missed out on all
Uh-huh.
these years. Like, I get it, bro. But it's just
I
like,
don't gotta check
damn.
diets anymore.
yeah, agreed, 100%. All right, man. We got our picks in. Nashville, DC should be somewhat close, but I think the majority of us either have a draw or maybe DC pulling it out. So Nashville, let's see if you can prove us wrong, man. All right, let's go into quickfire predictions for match day 36, and we'll move on from there. Atlanta hosting Montreal.
2-1. 2-1 Atlanta. Somehow
Still the playoff race. Still the
playoffs somehow. And
Let's
also
go.
no one calls it Hot Atlanta, just so you know, guys.
Give me
Hey, we
hot
do it.
Atlanta.
We
Give
do
me
it.
hot
Give me
Atlanta,
hot
bro.
Atlanta.
Hot Atlanta, let's go.
Right on cue. Give me hot Atlanta,
All
bro.
right, give me Hot Atlanta as well.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Chicago. Well, I should say Charlotte hosting Chicago.
Charlotte.
This is
It's a tough one.
Central, maybe.
It's
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Because
the
Charlotte at
final
home, a little dodgy, but Chicago. I'm going Chicago just because bias.
Even at
You know what?
home,
Fair.
Charlotte might
Fair.
still find a way to
Even
play.
at home.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Like they might get the one.
Hey,
goal
they
to-
might get that Panthers juju because they play on the same field. So
Yeah, who knows, bro?
Oh,
Honestly,
man,
what's
the Andy Dalton effect.
the Andy Dalton effect? You know what's crazy though is that they've gotten Tim. They've actually technically on paper leveled up their defense since acquiring Tim Ream, but statistically they've gotten worse defensively.
Mhm.
I don't know what's going on over there. It's kind of weird. But yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be probably Charlotte outside of the biased AJ take. Everybody agree? Everybody else agree?
since I'm not allowed to go draw, I'm gonna go Chicago. Just because.
All right. At least John would appreciate it, right? At least John would appreciate it. So back your boy, bro. Back your boy. I like it. Orlando hosting Philly. Potential
Do we know for
playoff
a fact it's
matchup.
gonna be North Carolina?
it's gonna be tough.
For the Charlotte game, I don't know.
Was Charlotte impacted
With
by
the hurricane, I honestly don't know where the game for Charlotte's going to be. So it could be at Chicago. They might just decide to flip that.
It still says Bank of America, so
Yeah,
I'm
So we'll see.
just gonna assume it's Bank of America.
I don't know. They might figure out a way to postpone it. I'm not really sure, but we're assuming it's played at least as of now. But anyway, Orlando, Philly.
3-3 draw.
You will not say Orlando win for anything, AJ. It's crazy, bro.
Nope. Nope.
Here's the thing. I need Orlando to drop points, so NYCFC could try to get at least a run at fourth because they still have a chance to get fourth place. And fuck Philly, fuck you guys.
All right,
I
there
hate
you go.
you guys.
He's
So-
back in Orlando. Okay.
I'm going draw.
Oh, a draw. All right, fair enough. 2 draws. I'm probably gonna take Orlando on this one, but it'll be narrow. I think it'll be close. I'm on the opposite agenda. I can't stand the Union, so
I'm on the same boat.
taking Orlando all the way through. And it's a safe bet. They're actually one of the hottest teams in MLS right now. So
They are.
I wonder who would have predicted that.
okay, there's no shot. You were down bad once upon a time this season. You were. That pick was looking dicey.
You still
at
believed.
best.
You still believed.
I still sort of believe.
Sort of
Championship
believed. Yeah. Hector, you
Obviously
go Orlando?
Obviously.
Okay.
All right, there we go. Toronto, Red Bulls.
Toronto, fuck Red Bull.
Give me a Red Bulls bounce back in this one.
You know what? Here's the thing. Toronto
so.
kind of shot them. Toronto shot themselves in the foot by not picking up the 3 points against Chicago because they don't play decision day. They play Red Bull on the Wednesday, and their last game is Miami at home. They don't play decision day, so it's out of their hands.
Also didn't win that Canadian championship.
Mm-hmm.
Very true.
Well, you know what, John Herdman, the allegations and the drones, you suck,
I mean,
man.
He will
Hey,
never
man,
escape the allegations, bro.
if it ain't broke, I mean, it didn't work either. But I mean,
If you ain't,
It was
if
already
you ain't
broken.
cheating, you ain't trying. That right? Is that the old saying? So yeah, Herdman's just playing it by the book.
I think Red Bull take it 2-1.
Red Bull.
Red
Keep
Bull.
it around
Oh.
the Toronto or terrible at home.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mhm.
All right. Houston and the Revs.
No TK.
God, it better be a win.
Yeah, I'm backing Houston. If it's not a win at home against the Revs, playoffs going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, Houston over here.
Yeah, 2-1
Yeah.
Houston.
Yeah,
To 2-0 H-Town.
yeah, I think we're there all the way through. Colorado hosting Galaxy. This should be a banger game.
Mhm.
I'm hoping this is a fire match.
Give me a 2-2 shootout draw.
That's not a bad pick. Because there will be goals on both sides. Like Galaxy won't be able to. I don't think they'll keep a shutout on Colorado. Although Colorado had a really interesting result this past week. But anyway, at home, I'm taking the Rapids actually.
Mhm.
2-1.
I'm taking Galaxy for the simple fact that they're actually a good team, Colorado. So we usually tend to do
Oh,
good
that's
against
right.
the teams.
I
but
see.
shit
Yeah.
Mm.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Galaxy.
Very
No,
true.
the Rapids just got smacked by Minnesota 3-0.
Yeah, I know. But I think it's, again, a scenario where Colorado's locked it up. Minnesota has to lock it up. They have to keep winning games. I just feel like there's more motivation on one side versus the other. But two good teams who have locked it up. It could be a scenario where we talked about with Columbus and Miami.
Mhm. I think the elevation might play a part here. And 3-2 Colorado.
Nice.
Colorado bounce back.
Here we go. Salt Lake hosting Minnesota. Salt Lake coming off that draw against Austin, but it was on the road. So
Salt Lake by 1 goal.
You know what? Give me the Loons. I want to go risky here.
Yeah, I think Minnesota 2-1.
They need to find their dogs, man. They need to find the dogs. they ain't there. They ain't there right now.
They got neutered, bro. I've already told you this, man.
they got neutered.
Yeah, give me Minnesota.
They're just a family dog now. No longer that dog in the cage. They're just a family dog.
It's that
They've been domesticated.
It's that pit bull that wears a dress now. It's just
or like one, or if it's a boy, just like one of those like cute bow tie collars, and just kind of walks around friendly with everybody. Yeah, I feel that. I'm gonna go with Minnesota. Right now, Minnesota looks way better than they did in the middle of the season. They're actually like doing some things. So I think it'll be an interesting game. LAFC and St. Louis should be quick.
LA.
Yeah.
LA. I'm right there with you. Portland hosting Austin. Also
weird off.
The weird off.
Very weird.
Lots of goals, I think.
Hipster derby.
Austin has no hope. 5-0 Portland.
Austin.
They're good.
A 5-2 Portland.
Oh my!
More like 5-2 Portland because let's be honest, they're gonna give
let
up
in
some
goals.
They're
gonna let in goals. There's a funny quote by Neville from this past week, by the way. He said like if he had, I think it's something along the lines of like this team's gonna give me a heart attack, basically. Like if I die randomly sometime soon, like what killed me. But like he said from the frame of like there's just so many ups and downs. We're trying to get better defensively, but it's crazy how back and forth we go. But he loves that atmosphere. I think it's gonna be Portland for sure. I don't know about 5-2. I think maybe like a 3-1, something along those lines. I think at some point Portland will just kind of control the game by the end and stop scoring. But I think Austin gets like one shithousery goal. So, and then the season will officially end. That'll be that.
Shithousery goal. Yarzy's artist.
Giassi. That's gonna be that's his time to shine, man. San Jose and Dallas. Another game most fans don't give a shit about. I'll be honest. If Dallas doesn't win, we will not be doing predictions next week. I'm gonna say that shit right now. So
I feel like there's got to be a bet in place.
So San Jose by 50.
Oh, okay. Hey, no way, bro. No fucking shot. No way. That shit's not
and this was the last episode of Goals TV.
Yeah, this is what the Goals TV channel deleted. Fucking see you guys later. Nah, bro. Dallas is gonna win. We're gonna recruit Christian Espinoza while we're there. He's gonna be our third DP when we sell for dead on next season. That's gonna happen.
Gonna
Okay.
take Lopez
Never
too, or
know.
what?
Never know.
No. He's coming to New York. He's coming to New York, bro.
No
We
shot. No
storm a
shot.
little coke.
He
storm a
also
little coke.
agrees Cushing out. So just saying.
Perfect. He just comes in and we mutiny. We push him out.
Well, there you go. There you go. Yeah, man, I think we're all the way around in Dallas. If San Jose does win, bro, just fucking hit the reset
Just
button.
put-
I don't
put the
give a
fries
shit
in the
about
bag, bro.
playoffs. Yeah, put the fries in the
Put the
bag, bro. I just get me the fuck out of here, man. Like I don't
Go
have
back
time for
to
this
Dallas
shit.
Burn.
Yes, bro. You know
Oh.
what I would give for us to go back to Dallas Burn? The branding, the colors. I would. Oh, what I would give to go back to the Dallas Burn, bro. Finally, Vancouver and Seattle, Cascadia battle.
Give me draw.
Give me Vancouver by 1.
Keep in mind, by the way, with Vancouver, we'll talk about them for Matchday 37 predictions, but there might be some scenario where there's no Ryan Gauld. Didn't play in the last game. I think he pulled up with a recent knock, and I don't know how serious it's going to be. There's rumors that it might extend in November, which would be crazy.
Ben White got to step up, man.
White and Picault. I mean, Fafa Picault also needs to step up too, and I think he can. I'm just saying, like, there's a couple playmakers there. But anyway, I think it's going to be Vancouver out of the sheer fact that they're just the home team. They're just the home
Momentum.
team. Yeah, momentum. And Seattle is just like they don't seem to have goal scorers on the road. Like it'll be really interesting to see what they do in playoffs, but at home they'll win their games just because it's Lumen Field.
Okay,
all right,
maybe not that hot, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
They're
They're there. But anyway, guys, that's it. Those are our predictions for Match Day 36. Whether you agree or disagree, let us know in the comments down below how you felt. And of course, with the topic at the very front of the episode, the whole Austin FC fan debacle. Let us know how you feel about that, man. There's a lot going on in MLS. Plenty that will take place between now and decision day. So again, like the video, subscribe down below, and we have Match Day 37 predictions coming your way very, very soon.